What is up, you guys? The Fallout What If here, and today I'm going to be doing What If Deku was the son of Batman with Daredevil's powers, or basically Daredevil's a little bit of abilities. Now, how am I going to do this? Well, we have to go all the way to the fact that Batman has a son with Inko, and Batman is pretty much old now. He's like an older he's much more older. But yeah, pretty much he doesn't have his he has his own like life now with freaking Inko. He doesn't die, nor does Inko, but he does go to a place far away. Oh no. He takes Inko with him far away. And that's basically to Japan. Why? Well, because Inko went to America. Why did Inko go to America? Due to the fact that there was somewhere that she wanted to do. There was a place she wanted to do, and it was at freaking Gotham. What does she want to do in Gotham? Well, meet the the millionaire playboy himself, or at least the billionaire gentleman himself. I really have no clue about this. So guess what? Inko meets him. Basically, there was a guy who was barging, and basically Inko dropped to the floor. Freaking Batman himself just picked her up and said, "Are you okay, ma'am?" And she says, "Yes." And basically that's how they started dating. Mostly that kind of scene. So what happens here? They have a child, which Batman's child is going to be Izuku Wayne. Why? Well, because it was either Bruce Midoriya, or how you say it? Nah, just Izuku Wayne. Yeah, Izuku Wayne. Now, here's the thing: they moved to Japan because Inko really likes where she lives, and since freaking how you say it? His own children, the ones that are over there in America, are taking care of all the stuff. Basically, Superman and all that stuff, Wonder Woman, Flash, they're all older now. Let's say freaking they're in their 40s to like 40 to 45 years old. All of them, mostly. I think Flash is like was at least 5 or 8 years younger than all of them. So yeah, he'd probably be 32, 30 something, I don't know. So guess what? They live a happy life, and that's what we thought's going to happen. Well, here's the thing. Deku gets bullied. Why? Well, because he's a rich kid. Everybody loves bullying the rich kid. You know why? Because he's a rich kid. He can give him anything he wants. But here's the thing. Deku has been always told by freaking, by Batman, or let's just say Bruce, by Bruce Wayne himself, never to fight back. Never to fight back in situations where you don't need to. But every day, Deku has been getting black eyes and all that stuff, and has basically been always told by freaking Bruce to not fight back. Try to reason with them. Try to use your charisma. You're very charismatic, Deku. You have this in the bag. And Deku's like, okay, father. And basically he listens to him. Why? Well, because freaking, I don't know, Deku is just a kind person like that. You know what? If this goes for a very long time until freaking, basically Bakugo does something that he's going to regret. What is he going to do? Well, I'm glad you hypothetically asked. Guess what? Bakugo gets mad at him for not bringing his money. And basically, Deku is pushed into a freaking sewer. Now, what happens in the sewer? Well, basically, this is going to be like that Batman scene where basically he meets a lot of bats and they basically scar him for life. Or, no. He meets all the bats. He's not scared of them, but they attack him. And guess what? Whew, okay. guess what? There was a plumbing system error that happened, and basically Deku is pushed in by what's called tons and tons of pressure from the water, throwing him into another part of Japan. Guess what? This is a company that accidentally, or that's the same company that was in the freaking, what was that thing? Or the same company, or at least let's just say it was a similar company that made that freaking those chemicals that got into Daredevil's eyes. So guess what? He's blind. How you say it? Pretty much Deku can't see, but he has this new ability to basically like hear, smell, touch, sense. His sensing powers are pretty good, high tier. Now, Deku gets sick, and basically Deku is, how you say it, gone for let's say a good week. Bakugo gets scared, never talks about this again. Why? Well, because he thinks he killed somebody, and now he has to live with the fact that he's killed somebody for the rest of at least the good, let's see, until high school. There we go, people. 10 out of 10. Now, guess what? Deku automatically, how you say it, gets, is found by freaking, from his father, Bruce Wayne. Or as people know him as Batman. Now, I'm not going to do the voice just because my throat will be dying after that, but he says, "What are you doing here, kid?" And freaking, oh no, he wouldn't say that to his own son. He says, "Young boy, are you lost?" And Deku says, "I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. There's something, somebody pushed me, and after that, I got attacked by bats, and, Batman knows who he is already. It's his son. But Deku knows that it's probably his father. Oh, no, he doesn't know just yet. It's his father. So he's like, "Sir, who are you?" And he says, "My name is Batman. I've been going around places, and I came across you while going to, it's pretty hard to lie to his son right now. He would never lie to his son. This is kind of hard. This is heartbreaking for him. You're breaking the man's heart, Izuku." But anyway, guess what happens? He says, "Do you want me to take you home?" And he says, "Yeah." "All right, who is your son? Who is your mother?" Her name is Inko Midoriya." "And who is your father?" Well, my father is known as, oh, no, her name is, Inko Wayne. So, how you say, he's Izuku Wayne, and his father is Bruce Wayne. So he says all that, he says, "The Waynes. I know where they are at. They don't live, I actually spoke to your father before." And Deku senses his freaking, he senses Batman, and basically he takes him home, and freaking, I don't think he'll ever tell Inko about his story or who he is. Why? Well, because he's having a good time with her as freaking Bruce, and he's happy that way. Let's give him his happiness, all right, people? So, Deku can sense everything, and it scares him. And basically, what's his face? Bruce just, gives Alfred his freaking clothes, and he says, just wash it off, and just put that in the washing machine, and, can you make Izuku some soup? And he says, "Gladly, Master Wayne." And basically, that all happens. Now, freaking Bruce sneaks into his bedroom, and then, pops out just saying, "Oh, Izuku, what happened?" Oh, no, he wouldn't be like that. He'd say, "Izuku, come here." And he'll be running towards him, hugging him, and says, "Oh, what the heck happened here, son?" And, you know, just playing it off, just like saying, oh no, my son got hurt. What happened here? And, you know, inside freaking Bruce is mad at whoever, you know, did this to his son. Like, he's truly mad right now. You do this to a freaking Wayne, you're gonna get slaughtered. So he's all like, Izuku, are you, speak to me. We need to take you to a hospital. And he says, I haven't been like this for, you know, for a whole week. And freaking Bruce, or, you know, Batman has been searching everywhere for him. Like, I mean everywhere. He didn't stop. And he says that he was going to look for, you know, Deku himself, but he was using Batman as a freaking persona. Yeah, pretty much all that happens. Now, he goes to the hospital. He's predicted as blind. He's quirkless still. So, yeah, pretty much that all happens. And how you say it, when somebody was going to bump into him, Deku just stopped immediately and dodged. Now, Inko didn't see this. She was like looking at the guy and thought that he almost hit him. But Bruce, he noticed that freaking Deku wasn't lying when he said he could see. Now, he talks to freaking Deku and he says, how did you know that the guy was going to hit you? And he says, I saw him, but I didn't see him. I mean, I know what he looks like and what he kind of is, but the fact that I don't see his face and anything, it's kind of hard for me to, you know, I really don't know, Dad, you know, it's kind of hard. And he says, don't worry, son, here, I'll buy you some ice cream. And he says, I met Batman the other day, and he says, yes, I heard all about it. And he says, how come you have this, how come you and him feel like the same person? This is when Alfred just coughs up his tea. I don't know, he drinks Japanese tea nowadays, you know, in a can. So guess what, freaking Bruce is like, hey, freaking Inko, why don't you and Alfred, you know, go shopping for a while and get Izuku something. I need to have a talk with him, you know, man to man. And she says all that. Freaking Bruce, you know, runs off with freaking Izuku. They go to their newest version of Wayne Mansion. It's a little more, you know, high tier. It's not freaking old and decrepit and has like freaking gargoyles on it. But it does have freaking, you know, Buddhist statues and all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be killed by something one day. I really don't care. So guess what? He talks to Izuku and says, Izuku, be honest with me and please do not lie. And he says, how did you know I was Batman? And he's like this. So wait a minute. Before we even get onto that subject, did you lie to me and not even tell me that you were, you know, I was your son? Did you not even think that, Dad? Really? And he's all like, yeah, fatherhood's not his, you know, he's not a very good expert at it. Being a detective, yes, but fatherhood, no. So he says, okay, yes, I was lying. I kept it a secret from you, son. Well, kind of kept it a secret from you. And he says, so wait a minute. How do you do that change your voice thingy? And he says, well, I can turn it much more deeper and much more friendlier. So basically, it's not a voice changer. It's more like a trick I can do with my throat. That doesn't sound right. I swear to God, if you make a joke about it, I know who you are. Now, Deku says that he can hear people's heartbeats. Not only that, he can hear other stuff too. He can hear he can hear a bug that's crawling around the wall right now. He can see that there's something coming around. oh yeah, there's 5 people that I can see coming through the back door. And Bruce says, wait, what? And this is when he freaking opens his door, not his door, his freaking thing, or the bookshelf. He's going to have his bookshelf still. So guess what? He takes him to the freaking Batcave, to the newer version of the Batcave. This is when a robotic, how you say it, an AI that sounds like not Master Alfred, that sounds like Alfred, says, Master Wayne, what is, I sense there was 5 people that we do not know in this facility. And Bruce says, yeah, you're right. Here's the thing. Take care of Izuku and also, yeah, pretty much get my suit ready. And all that happens. Basically, freaking Batman is back again. He says, Izuku, make sure you don't go upstairs, all right? And Deku says, but wait a minute, there's people that are gonna kill you. And he says, I'm Batman. Nothing can kill me these days, even if I wanted to. And basically, he runs out of the door and attacks all the people, and basically just does that. Now, while that's happening, one has, let's just say, people, standard quirks. One has the ability to shoot lightning. One can freaking shoot poison gas. Another one has a like a strengthening quirk, and one has a dash quirk. Let's see. And I said 5, so basically, one has a dog quirk. All right. Now, all that happens, he beats up the freaking lightning dude due to the fact that his armor's lightning protected, or, it's insulated, rubber insulated. So, yeah, basically that's it. The guy with the poison gas, he basically throws something in his throat, which stops it. After that, he attacks the freaking guy with the strengthening quirk, and the guy with the strength quirk basically punches freaking Batman all the way down the hall. And freaking Deku sees this, and he says, wait a minute, sheesh, what do I do? And Alfred is like, Master Wayne, what seems to be the problem? And he says, my dad just got his freaking butt kicked. That's what's happening. What do I do? And he says, oh my, well, I had a situation. I knew something like this was going to happen one day, due to his old age and such, or due to him being a little more older than he used to be. I concocted something if he ever needed a Robin. Wait a minute. You're gonna make me a Robin? No, I don't want to wear those underwear. I don't want to wear underwear. Oh, calm down, Master Wayne. It's not like that. You're going to have something a little more to your liking. So guess what? He gives him a freaking black, a black t-shirt with freaking mesh armor, or mesh freaking what is that thing? I forgot what that stuff is, but it's mesh armor with also gloves, and let's see, freaking steel-toed boots with other gadgets on him, and basically he has to wear it. And it's like, this is a little too big for me. And he's like, oh yes, I do forget. Well, luckily, if you were to be a midget one day, I concocted this for you. This would fit a normal 5-year-old boy. And basically, it's much more dopier looking. But guess what? He doesn't care. He's running in, and basically, he doesn't know anything yet. So guess what? Deku just throws a freaking batarang at the guy with the strength quirk, and Batman just says, wait a minute, what are you doing here? Robin? What are you doing here, Robin? And he says, I can't just let you fight them all alone. And he says, oh man, I can't, jeez. You're too pure-hearted right now. Anyway, he grabs his freaking grappling hook and shoots it on the freaking guy's leg. And he freaking tugs at him. He freaking pulls him in and starts beating the ever-loving crap out of him. And Deku's like, oh, ow, hey, he's, bones cracking, Dad. And he's like, Robin, help me out here. And he's all like, okay. And Deku says, what do I have to do? He says, give me my freaking, give me the cuffs. And he's like, grabbing his, Deku grabs his cuffs and gives it to him. And freaking, yeah, he's tied up. Now there's 3 unconscious and basically 2 left. If I remember, one has a dog quirk and one has a dash quirk. So they're like, oh wow, look at that. The infamous Batman has a freaking Robin again. What happened to your other Robins? Well, they basically died, didn't they, huh? We heard all the news and all that stuff. You don't think Japan has, I don't know. You don't think Japan has social media as well? And Deku was like, wait a minute. A lot of Robins, Batman's just like, look, you're not going to be a Robin. You shouldn't have came here in the first place. But because you helped me out, I'm grateful for that. So, do you want to help me out for a little bit longer? And Deku's like, yeah. And because he wants to be the #1 hero one day, so that's like, it's already an honor to work for Batman. It's a much more honor to be, trained under, one of the members of the Justice League himself. So guess what? Deku just says, all right, what do I do? And he says, don't worry, I got this one. Remember when we used to play with Brutus? And it was basically their dog until it died due to old age. And he says, yeah, do that. And he's like, are you sure this is not the... And he says, I'm sure, go ahead. Just make sure you don't actually, get yourself hurt. And he's worried about his son, but the fact that he can sense stuff and he can see, it's like more of he's wondering if it's an advantage or a disadvantage. So basically, Robin, Deku is just running around, just hiding and basically throwing batarangs at him. Not only that, throwing a freaking, throwing a batarang that has noise, a noise batarang. Basically, it does a high-pitched scream. And basically, the dog is covering his ears. Now, what's happening with Batman and the Dash Quirk user, basically, freaking Batman is punching him a couple of times, and the freaking, that guy is freaking punching him a little more faster, but the fact that he's wearing freaking, Calavier, basically, body armor, basically, it's not affecting him as much, but yeah. So, Batman's grabbing him and basically trips him up. And after that, he was about to kick him, but freaking he dashes away and is about to punch him again in the face. But Batman, knowing what's going to happen due to his training with the Flash before, he knows how Dash people work. You break their freaking legs. Well, he breaks one of their legs at least. So guess what? He breaks one of their legs and freaking he falls down to the ground crying. And he doesn't have a super regeneration quirk, so guess what? He just cuffs him up and knocks him out. And now he's like, oh wait, where's he? Oh sheesh. Robin! Crap. I'm going to get yelled at by Inko. Now anyway, so what's happening is this. Deku is basically walking around knowing where the freaking dog quirk user is. Why? Well, because he can sense and he can see through walls. He can see through a lot of walls because guess what? It's basically he's hearing the vibrations. So every time he's trying to, the dog is looking where he's at, he basically hides. It's basically a thing where he's much more faster and he knows where he's at. The dog quirk user doesn't know where he's at all, but he can smell him. That's the thing. So guess what? Deku sets up a trap. And because this is Wayne Manor, this has a lot of places where you can do traps. And I'm going to do the one where I like it the most. The one I like most. Basically, Deku's up in the ceiling, and the guy with the dog quirk doesn't see it yet, and he basically does a takedown. He jumps on his head, and basically puts two freaking noise batarangs on each side of his ear, basically doing making a high-pitched scream. Deku even also getting affected by it because of his super hearing. Now, both are stunned, but because the dog person had it right there between his ears, and Deku was like almost like a foot away, he basically is passed out. His eardrums are bleeding. Deku is stunned, and all he sees is freaking Batman, and he says, Izuku! And he picks him up and says, Izuku, are you okay? Ah, look at you. Wait a minute. I literally forgot where I was at. I had some technical difficulties. Now guess what? We'll just say after that, he tells Deku, is he okay? And he sees that he's a little dazed. No. Batman sees Deku and he says, son, are you okay? And Deku is just like, man, my head hurts. And he's like, oh, well, the bright side is you did well. You didn't actually, did anything stupid besides not listen to me. Not only that, you should have known that since you had good hearing. Well, you don't actually know that. Look, for your first time, you didn't actually get yourself into major danger. You didn't get in a lot of danger. So, I congratulate you, Deku. Now, let us change into our normal. Let's just change into what we usually wear. Otherwise, let's say mommy won't be, won't get mad at both of us, and let's just call the cops and the pro heroes. All right. Hey, I can probably get you to talk with All Might. And he says, that's cool, but what is it, Deku? Or Izuku? Dad, after knowing who you are and how awesome it is to do this, you're my #1 hero. And Batman's like, oh man, that's critical damage here, people. And yeah, so Batman just said, or Bruce just says, well, Izuku, let's just go back and we'll get some ice cream while we're calling the cops. So the cops come, basically they're taken away. Inko hears about this and is running to Izuku and saying, Izuku, are you alright? What happened? And Deku and freaking Bruce just says, don't worry, dear. We went to the basement and locked ourselves out. That way we could call the police. And I guess somebody helped, I don't know who he is. And freaking the cops say, well, we did find out one thing. Batman came, and it was like, wait, Batman, how'd you know? How would you know? And he says, oh, somebody left their, there's a batarang right here. Everybody knows about the batarangs. And this is when he looks at Izuku like, oh boy. Yeah, pretty much, Alfred's like, well, everything's happening. Do you want me to make tea, Master Wayne? Master Bruce? And he's like, tea will sound nice right now. And freaking that happens. Inko is oblivious to all this. All Might comes in because it's a much more rich person. And yeah, pretty much all that happens. Now, let's see. This is going to be an hour episode. Well, a 1 hour episode. So let's just say this. Over the past freaking, let's see, he's 5. And yeah, 8 years. Over the past 8 years, Deku has been trained by not All Might, freaking Batman. Not only that, he wears a similar costume to Batman, but here's the thing: he has black and red instead of the occasional black and yellow, or basically just black itself. Why? Well, because Deku is a different form of Batman. He has super hearing, he has super vision. Not only that, he has super taste, super memory, and guess what? He can basically remember what he does on a day-to-day basis. So basically, he's super smart, and his freaking instincts are on point, beyond all point. Now, Deku's not going to wear the freaking cowl, or do you want me to put the cowl on? I don't really know. It's actually much more of a mystery. But Deku, let's see. Deku's going to have the cowl. He's not going to have the freaking Daredevil suit. Hold on. He does wear the mask and the cowl itself. Let's see. He will have the same thing as freaking Batman right now, but it's going to have red. All right. And I don't know if you want me to still keep the freaking the Chinese armor on him, because I like it. It looks cool. So yeah, he'll be looking like this. Batman just looks like regular Batman, and freaking Izuku will wear this because he still needs to have himself protected. He's not Superman. He's just mostly, he's a lot more stronger, a lot more faster. How you say it? All the girls adore him. Let's see, because his face doesn't look manly at all. It looks manly, but it looks much more on the cuter side. I don't know. I don't know what face to give him, but anyway. So that happens. Now, over the years, Deku has been training and going fighting crime with Batman. Now, Japan doesn't need freaking Batman or Batman to give out his freaking hero license, because this is Batman. They all know who he is. He was one of the first founders of the Justice League. But freaking Izuku, since he's young still, they told Batman that he's not it will be kind of harder for Deku to be known as a hero because of the fact that he's Batman's son, or not Batman's son, because he's a Robin, or how you say, it's a second Batman. But not only that, he's a bit too young to be, a pro hero or a hero at all. And Batman says, "Do not worry, my son will go to school and be the #1 hero one day." Izuku looks at him and is like, "I just want to smile. I want to smile so much, but jeez." Now, here's the thing. He does have the Matt Murdock look. Like basically he wears a suit. Not only that, he has his own like walking cane. I didn't know what to give him, but I'm thinking about giving him a cool version of it. It has freaking how you say it? It's something specially made after like 4 years. It has its own noise thing. So basically, he doesn't have to tap on anything. He basically he clicks a button, or he basically does that, and it shows noise all around him, or it gives out sonic noises around him. So that way he can do all that stuff. It's also equipped with a stun gun or a stunner. And not only that, if he disconnects the two, basically he'll have two stun things, kind of like Nightwing, something like that. So his staff is much more skinnier, or yeah, he'll probably be skinnier. I actually don't know. He'll have the body of freaking a freaking Daredevil, but he's going to be too muscular. Like his muscles will be so defined. All right. So yeah, after he wears the suit, or after he wears his like a suit that Bruce gives him, yeah, pretty much it covers up all the muscles. It doesn't actually show too much. So yeah. Now, freaking Bakugo, what happens to him? Well, freaking Batman wore a different kind of suit. Not only that, he also had some scare gas, or from freaking Scarecrow. And let's just say Bakugo will never, will never freaking see villains in the same way as he saw freaking Batman with scare gas. Something like that. Now, as we go into that subject, Deku, he is already going around doing his own thing, and I actually thought to make him go out with Momo and Ochako. Why? Well, here's the thing. Ochako's poor, Momo's rich. It's the best of both worlds. Yeah, it's basically like that. So basically, Deku's going to help her get out of debt, and Momo is going to have a rich husband. But here's the thing. Deku is basically your average normal teenager. He loves doing a lot of stuff. Basically playing around, playing games, talking to people. He's different from freaking Batman. Why? Well, because he wants to be his own thing. And Batman basically does it out of necessity. Deku does the Batman thing because he wants to be a hero, but he also is a teenager or a different person because he knows when to be one thing and when to be another thing. Truly. So basically, you have a much more better Batman. But not the classical ones that won our hearts. Now, what happens after that? Well, Deku goes to a different school, meets Todoroki, and talks to him saying, well, here's the thing. I know how fathers can be, especially when some of them lie to you. And basically, he helps freaking Todoroki, get out of his depression with his father. So basically trying to make, upgrading Todoroki into a nicer person. Although he's weird at times and doesn't know when to do things right, basically he tries his best. So yeah, pretty much that happens. Now, how he meets freaking Uraraka? Well, here's the thing. Let's say this. All Might was somewhere else, and Deku was freaking walking with Ochako due to the fact that even though Ochako was poor, let's say this, because the father's construction company helped out with building some of the things. So as a freaking pity, as a way to pay them, and a way because they're pitying them, they let Ochako come to the school. And yeah, pretty much they both walk to the same tunnel, and Deku sees that everything's going. He notices the sludge villains there, and he says, Ochako, if you beat me in a race all the way over there to the freaking store right there, I'll give you $100. But if I win, let's see, you have to dance like a monkey. And she says, wait, what? Okay, I'll verse you. Ready, set, go. And basically Deku is running with her and basically slowing down. She said, I'm going to win, I'm going to win, I'm going to win. Basically her thinking, I'm going to get that money. That money's mine. There's no hope for you, Deku. Basically something like that. Now, while that's happening, he says, sludge villain, show yourself. And freaking the sludge villain says, wait, how did you know I was there? And he says, let's just say I had a hunch. Well, it doesn't matter. I need your body. I need to hide because All Might's been looking for me for at least a good 2 days. And he says, yeah, pretty much. I'm not going to let that happen. And he says, well, I thought you would probably run away. Don't you smell me or something like that? And he says, I smell you, but I've been through worse. And I've seen much more worse. Probably you and my freaking memories of seeing what's worse, it's probably a tie. And he says, wait, what did you say? Whatever. Give me your body. And after that, Deku just takes off his freaking walking cane and basically slashes him with electricity. Because here's the thing, he has a walking cane and a walking stick. his walking cane is basically so that way he can walk around. Because here's the thing, Deku likes to always have his walking cane because it's one of his father's, and his father has one where it has a freaking diamond on it. Well, he has one where it's basically the one that you can hook onto anything. So yeah, basically he has one right there on his back and one on it. He has his freaking walking stick, and his walking cane has a sword on it. So basically he's slashing through it and basically stabbing into the sludge villain, electrocuting him. And his freaking sludge flips the freaking sword somewhere else, and he's all like, crap. Well, I have this baby. And basically it's a walking stick. No, the walking stick. So he basically runs at him with two sticks on with one stick on each hand, and basically hits the sludge villain's eyes, which electrocutes his which is electrocuting him all the way, and the sludge villain is basically frothing from the mouth. Guess what? Deku's up amplifying it by 10, and the sludge villain is passed out. After that, he collects the sludge villain after using a vacuum to suck out all the sludge and put it in a container. Now, this is when he calls the cops and he says, I think a hero has left this out here. It says right here, there's a note that's saying, sludge villain, I have to go, take care and all that stuff. Basically, he calls and they go over there, and basically Deku runs and catches up with Ochako, beating her. No, let's say that she beats him and says, I won, give me my $100 and my mochi. And he says, wait a minute, did I promise you mochi? And she's like, well no, but can I have mochi? And he's all like, yes, you can have your mochi. And while that's happening, Momo's calling them, saying that her family wants to invite freaking Deku to dinner, and he says, can I bring a guest? He says, sure. So he brings his father, his mother, Alfred, even though Alfred's not going to eat. He's a butler, which is still sad. Whew. And let's see. Oh, okay. Not Master Wayne. He brings Ochako. Why? Well, because Ochako's going to be eating. And she has to mind her manners, which Deku is bringing because it's funny and it's adorable to see somebody eat a lot. Now, what happens is this. They have their dinner. Basically, the Waynes come in and basically shake hands with the Yaoyorozus. Now, here's the thing. Momo knows about, Momo is dating the two of them due to the fact that it's freaking Deku. What do you expect? But here's the thing. She doesn't know anything about marriage. She just wants to be a hero and then get married probably once she's 26 or 27. But the Yaoyorozus are saying, well, here's the thing. It's a good thing you brought your father and your mother along, because I wanted to say this. We want Deku to marry our daughter. And Deku just spits out his food or coughs up, but catches his breath like sir, marriage, you say? And freaking Ochako spits out most of her food on freaking Deku's face. Basically, it was rice. So we got that whole freaking Gohan scene and freaking Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, pretty much that happens. Deku's face is covered in rice, and Deku's like wiping off of his face. And it's like, Ochako. That was actually pretty funny. Batman is freaking, Bruce Wayne is like snickering, is like, this is going to be entertaining. Inko is like, hold on here. Wait a minute, you mean marriage? But my son's too young for marriage. He's only 15. Well, he's about to turn 14. And he said, freaking Mr. Yaoyorozu says, yes, we know he's going to turn 14. But we wanted to do this to a point where once they are past 18, they can choose whenever they're married to actually be wedded to each other. But yeah, pretty much we want that to happen. And Ochaku says, but wait a minute, I'm his girlfriend too. And Yaoyorozu's spitting out his food and saying, wait a minute, you're married, you have a girlfriend? And he's all like, yeah, I'm his girlfriend too. This Yaoyorozu spits out her food. It's like, wait a minute, my daughter's going out with a two-timer. And freaking Deku's like, it's more like a mutual agreement between two lovers, or three. And freaking Alfred's like, oh my, freaking Yaoyorozu's butler, do you have any towels? Because I think we're going to be needing them for a very long time. And basically, freaking Alfred's talking to a maid. Hint, hint. And she's a bit younger. So guess what? Alfred's at least going to, be making some moves right here. Alfred deserves a girlfriend. Or at least deserves to have love in his life. So yeah. Now, after all that stuff, they talk about the marriage thing, and they all agree to get married. How you say it? Once they hit 18, or at least whenever after 18. So yeah. Ochako says, well, what about me? Well, Deku says, you're going to be married to me too. And freaking Alfred's spinning his tea, saying, wait a minute, Master Wayne, well, we're not in America anymore, so that doesn't actually. And freaking the maid's getting mad at him, saying, or getting a little frustrated, and says, I just cleaned the floors today. And he says, oh, my apologies, let me get a mop. And freaking Momo says, yeah, we've been doing a lot of things ever since freaking let's see, since 6th grade. And freaking the maid is spitting out her freaking tea, saying, wait a minute, what happened here? When did my little Miss Momo just turn into and freaking she spits out her tea and is like, well, didn't you just mop these floors today? How dare you just tell me something? So yeah, it's spinning food, and it's basically something, it's a gag relief. So yeah. They're all planning to get married, and after the 10-month period, basically Deku has been trained up to his limits and broke a lot of them. Not only that, freaking Batman is thinking about going to freaking the Justice League and introducing all of them. And how do I say it? There's different people in this world. Let's say there's already a Kid Flash, but she's calling herself Miss Lickety Splits or something like that. I don't know. It's just basically some. It's like something like that. Let's see. Superman already made Superboy. Freaking Wonder Woman made Wonder Girl. They make people are the Justice League is already having like children. Now after that, basically a 10-month period is going by. Let's see. Deku is basically doing his own thing, walking into the UA entrance exam, and this is where I'm not going to cut it off. This is when Ochako meets freaking Deku and says, oh wow, so you actually made it. And he says, yeah, pretty much that all happens. And what about you? What's going to happen? Are you going to get I thought you were going to see if you can get a pass. And she says, no, I couldn't get myself how do I say it? I forgot what was it called. What was it called? I think it was a invitation, or how you say it? Take the. I don't know. I think it's when the heroes give them like the up and up. How do I say it here? Give me a sec. Okay, so it took me quite a while, and I found out what it was. It was called a recommendation. Ah, jeez, I'm retarded. Anyway, so the whole thing happens. Basically, they go into the room. Deku's next to Bakugo. All the girls are looking at him. All the girls are hating him. But Bakugo is just basically looking, and he looks depressed. Why? Well, because of what happened over the years. It still lingers. But here's the thing. Nobody knows about Izuku dying. Nobody knows about Izuku in the past. Why? Well, because he was just 5 years old. Things never actually, things change. People change. Bakugo changed. I was going to make initially Bakugo a chick, but no. That's too easy. Now, here's what happens. Deku talks to himself, just thinking, alright, so I gotta do this and that, and pretty much. And here's the thing. Bruce Wayne gave him the recommendation, but Deku just said, nope. We both know I like doing this kind of stuff, Dad. Anyway, let's just go home, or let's just do our thing. And because they've been training since freaking day one. So that means ever since the last freaking day, and the UA enters them, they've been doing this non-stop. For about a good, they stay up for every two weeks, and then sleep for every 2 days. So pretty much, yeah, they've been going through some rough training here. Now, Deku's wearing all black, like, basically all black cargo pants, all black shoes, or, no, let's say he keeps his red shoes, because everybody loves Deku with his red shoes. And yeah, basically a black t-shirt. Now, here's the thing. Deku just says, alright, so, what else? Oh, okay. Just gotta do this right here. And basically he's talking to himself. Now, Ida is talking to freaking Deku and just telling them that he's distracting all of them. And he says, who are you, anyway? And basically Deku is saying, my apologies. My name is Izuku Wayne. A lot of the people now recognize that name. Why? Well, because Bruce Wayne is a billionaire. He's basically a billionaire now over the past, couple of years, ever since he was the $1 million playboy, now into the $1 billion father. So all that happens. Now here's the thing. Okay, so Deku just talks to Ida saying that he's a Wayne, and then freaking Izuku, freaking Ida is telling him, wait a minute, your father's the one who manufactured, the what's called tech support, Wayne Tech or whatever. I don't know what his business was back then, but yeah, pretty much he did all that. And freaking Ida's like, oh crap, I just talked to the wrong person here. And he says, no, don't worry. My father does all this stuff, not me. I'm more of a son. So yeah, pretty much one day I'll be running over Wayne Tech or Wayne businesses or enterprises, but not right now. Right now I just want to be a teenager and just live my happiest life. I don't have to be, oh shoot, hold on, give me a second here. No, not this one. Okay, bingo. Now, what happens is pretty much what it usually is. Deku just basically oh yeah, he already has his clothes on, so yeah, basically it's the freaking robots, or the, how they have to do all the, fighting. The race happens. 3, 2, 1, go. So basically Deku is running and just doing his own thing, jumping from building to building because he can climb. Not only that, due to the fact that he has aerodynamics, or he's basically really good in freaking while jumping down, basically smashing in heads and freaking ripping out their freaking arms and basically attacking them with the arms. Now he gets two that look like spikes, and basically he starts slashing all of them. Now, doing all that, Deku is basically attacking and attacking and attacking. This is when he somewhat makes a little adjustments to the freaking arms, taking a bit of wiring and some, how you say it, heavy duty wires, like from the military, something like that. He makes his own grappling hook because Deku is smart that way. Why? Well, because he's a Wayne. Pretty much it. Now, he makes his freaking grappling hook, swinging from place to place, and they're all like, wait a minute, even though he's a Wayne, he's still not supposed to use tech. And Deku says, well, I didn't actually bring it. This is actually made from parts of the one pointer and 2-pointer. And they're like, wait a minute, this kid can actually build stuff like automatically? And I actually wanted to make her go out with the freaking Mai, but no. So guess what? Deku is running and he hears Ochako. And after all that happens, let's say Deku has 30 hero points, and basically Ochako is right there and needs help. So Deku just runs and picks up the rubble, grabbing it and basically throwing it at the 0-pointer. But wait a minute, I thought he didn't have any special powers. He doesn't. But due to his super strength that he's gained over the past, 8 years, and has been hardcore training a lot, defined muscles, you say? Basically, he throws it at the 0-pointer, and basically does a little bit of damage, and Deku says, can you walk, Ochako? And he says, yes, I can walk, but it kind of hurts. And Deku says, alright, use this. And he grabs some rubble and grabs a freaking, he grabs a metallic stick or rebar, and he says, walk with this. I gotta stop it before it catches up to us. And basically he shoots it at the freaking 0-pointer's freaking neck, and he's swinging around and he sees the 0-pointer's face. Now what he does is this. He grabs the other part of the rebar and he basically stabs it and stabs it and stabs it, basically lifting the head up and snapping it in two. Now what he does do is this. He goes inside the freaking robot and basically starts playing around with it. He grabs one of his arms and basically rips it apart. Not only that, he turns his the hand into a basically makes it a straight line and basically stabs itself. So Deku just broke it by using its own its own technology against him. And not only that, Deku kind of cheated in a way, because he also used freaking his watch, and his watch is basically it's a watch that's basically technology-wise, or it's a techno watch, and basically the only thing you can't do is tell time. If you guys watch Spy Kids 3 or have watched Spy Kids before, you guys know what I'm talking about. Now Deku breaks all of it and basically explodes, or no, it doesn't explode at all because Deku's not hitting the parts where it's running on gas. Now all that happens, Deku swings out of the freaking place, or Deku swings away, and Ochako basically sees Deku and he says, wait, what are you? And basically she's carried, and she says, put me down, put me down, put me down, this is actually scary. And Deku says, but you can float. You can basically make yourself so light that if you touch the ground, you won't break anything. And she says, oh yeah. But that's not the point. The point is basically this is going to happen. So, after all that happens, Deku just basically, well, he basically just does his own thing. 2 weeks are up, and it's his birthday. He's finally, he's finally 14. Or no, let's say he already became 14, but it's his congratulations thing. Made by freaking Alfred, Wayne, and Inko. Freaking, well, let's just say this. I mean Bruce just messed up the cake, or kind of almost burned the cake. Inko kind of messed up with the powder, but Alfred was there to save the day. And that's the true hero of it all, people. Now, let's say this, he learns different languages from Alfred, and he also learns how to use guns. And Deku doesn't use guns because Batman doesn't use guns. But he will use swords, shuriken, kunai, and basically all that other stuff. Because Deku's not Batman. Now, this has been part 1, so what if Deku was Batman? Now, I know it wasn't as good, but I might do something with it later. But here's the thing, Deku also has freaking, also Daredevil's quirk. So yeah, basically, he went through all the zero-pointer stuff, and because he didn't have his freaking goggles, which can make him see through the objects, he saw through the wires with his freaking, with his freaking eyesight. And yeah, having a blind Batman, not only that, a blind #1 hero, that changes the game for everybody. This pushes them to, beyond their limits, because, yeah, Deku is pretty much who he is. Now, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. And, shout out to Last of Us 21 for actually talking about this, because I didn't know when I was going to do the Batman one, but, hey, encouragement. Thank you, Rico Toa and Toy15 for the whole skinny what if, or for always trying to make me do the Daredevil one. Let's see, I forgot who else, I always keep forgetting. But anyway, this has been the Fallout What If here, people. Bye.